Hello. I am so happy to spend some time with you. My name is Chris Farah. Welcome to my YouTube, where tonight we'll be talking about where tonight we will be talking about 90 Day Fiancé, regular old 90 Day Fiancé. It is season 9. We are in episode 14. It finally started the season, actually the last episode, so it's kind of like episode 2, but here we are. But it finally did start. So, just like people in life, better late than never. And, some people really don't find their niche and find their groove until much later on in life. And time is neither really linear nor anything shapely that we can even understand in our minds. We only use, I think, like 10% of our minds. So, what I'm trying to say is we don't really understand anything. And here we are. I'm so excited to see people in the house. People have been talking for 30 minutes before. Hi, Baba Baby Binky Blanket. Yay! I'm at work. Sure, honey. Listen, my loves, if you are here in real life, I'm so happy to see you. If you are going to be part of my replay gang, that's fine too. I'm excited for this episode where we can talk about, you know what I just realized? I have been recording the new podcast that Juan and I have been doing called Docu-Sweeties. So much so that the name in my StreamYard, it's under Docu-Sweeties. So if you haven't yet known, Wah of Just Call Me Wah and I are starting a podcast, of course, called Docu-Sweeties, which is going to be our way of talking about different reality shows and reality docu-series and Netflix bingeable kind of ones or streaming bingeable ones through our lens, which is we're like obviously longtime friends and we have like different backgrounds and we're fun, God bless. And we're sometimes sassy and so sometimes salty, but at the end of the day, sweet, right? Talk you, sweeties. We're cute. So having said that, we are editing all of our episodes so we can drop a bunch at the same time and then get hopefully Apple to make us new and noteworthy. That's like a goal, or just have like a lot of downloads. And so we are getting them all really nicely mixed and edited. And in the meantime, we started a Patreon and we already have some content up there, including a meet the cast of the show we're going to start, which is Love in Paradise, which is a 90-day spinoff. Now we're going to start with season 2, my loves, which has been only airing on the Discovery Plus network. Now, Love in Paradise, as a 90-day offshoot, has their season 1 that started on Discovery Plus maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, and a year and a half ago, and then got released to TLC later on. So we're starting with season 2. That's what's happening. So we have a Meet the Cast that's in our Patreon only. Basically, the Patreon will have unedited but also the video footage of the podcast in itself. So if you are a podcast listener, you will just get the free podcast, and it's going to hopefully be as fun as you would think. And we're so excited to give you more content. If you want to pay for more content, God bless you. You're welcome to. That's on the Patreon. But at the same time, I'm still going to be doing my YouTube and she's going to still be doing her YouTube. I'm so happy to it's so different, truly, because I get to talk to people in a way when it's just me here in the room where I can really just, bring up any comment I want. Hi guys, I'm so happy to see you. And Mexico City in a hotel. So excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. You know what I'm saying? Everything feels different in a way. And talking with Waz is so fun. I love it because she's funny and whatnot. But then also just being here and then just having a one-on-one conversation with a room also feels great. So having said that, I feel like Love in Paradise is honestly better than the normal 90-day franchise. Shannon, you're fabulous. This Love in Paradise season that we've been watching together has been hot. So, truly, that's been fun to do for the podcast, and they're shorter episodes because it's a shorter show. We're just getting it done, and I made a Valentine-esque Ghibli, come for it. I like went into GarageBand and laid down a jingle track. I want you to know, and this is like our little secret, okay, that the jingle track for DocuSweeties is based upon something. It's based upon something. And if you can tell me, this is just for like the people that are on my channel, way less than was. If you can tell me what song inspired the DocuSweeties jingle, I will do something for you. I don't know what it's going to be. Don't I don't know exactly, but I don't mean to make it be vague, but something will happen for me for you if you can tell me, the first person, what you think the DocuSweeties jingle sounds like, or where my inspiration cometh from. Okay. And if you like, you know that I'm someone who loves a reference. So keep that in mind. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. I'm going to get into this episode that DocuSweeties things are happening. At the end of this 90 Day Fiancé recap, we're going to get into a meet the cast of the next season of Happily Ever After, my loves. That's really exciting. And when Wa does her Seeking Sister Wives recap, which I think she's going to do tomorrow, I think she might, or she'll do separately, I'm not quite sure, a meet the cast of the UK franchise, which, okay, Silver Diamond White Trash. I mean, come on, no, just thanks so much. Yeah. So, anyway, that's going to be happening for that situation. I'm really excited. So, was doing Meet the Cast of UK 90 Day, which looks so amazing, truly. And we had to sleuth around for the UK trailer, but once watched, it will talk you into watching it as if you are watching 90 Day for the first time. It felt like that because of the accents, because they're a little foreign, right? It was all foreign to us. So watching it feels crazy. Okay, so just so you know, I went back to my also life of castor oil everywhere, castor oil. So like castor oil everywhere, God bless. And so because of that, I'm extra shiny. Let's get into this episode. But that's what the docket is. You have a lot of like things happening, God bless, to look forward to if you are in the mood for 90 Day content, my loves. Let's start with Emily and Kobe. Honey, it's a morning. Emily is just like, waking up. She probably doesn't feel the greatest. We understand because God bless, she's pregnant. That morning sickness. She's not feeling great. So she's, like a little crabby. And so Kobe's playing with his son, Coben. And then, she's just like, can't stop, won't stop yelling at him always. She's just like, Kobe, let him be. And I kind of want to be like, Emily, let him be, like I'm meaning to scream, but like, come on. Oh, God bless. We are just having lots of trolls. Yeesh. Anyway, here we are, knowing that it's been a few weeks now since they found out they've been pregnant. Like time has skipped forward, like 2, 3, we're not quite sure. But remember that time as when she was like planning the wedding, and now the wedding is like happening. In fact, 6 days from the wedding, and we're going suit shopping with Kobe, and he looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks good. It's interesting because when they go to a confessional and we get a situation where Kobe and Emily are next to each other, Emily will just talk him out of fighting. You know what I'm saying? She'll just talk his ear off, where you see Kobe sort of give up mid-thought. He's just like, okay. It's easier not to do anything, I guess. So sorry, my loves. Thank you so much for for my mods and everyone on it. I'm having for some reason in some sort of bot hell, my loves. But I'm gonna move on. It's making me a little anxious. So, but just so you know, I'm sorry. I'll be a professional. Here we get to find out though that Kobe has friends and they live in Ohio. He has his friends, Pascal and Sam, coming to be his best man, right? And that's exciting. And he has another friend that's, oh, sorry, his like beta, no, yeah, best men, or in his groom party, his groomsmen. Hi, I know it's like, and his best man is this guy named Temperature. And we all hear that Temperature, honey, and we can't wait. You know, him just like, we're into it. So, we're gonna be excited. Just T Jones. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just so everyone is aware, the Docu Sweeties podcast is not released yet on platforms. We are submitting it to Apple Music as soon as we have all our episodes edited, and that's going to happen first, and then I will let you know, hopefully in a week time. At the same time, my loves, if you want to find just DocuSweeties content right away. That's on the Patreon. Okay. Anyway, God bless. So we're excited to meet Temperature, and we're also excited about um I can make people a mod. I can also go back and do that. I don't know. I think we are. I think we have them. Okay, so God bless. What ends up happening is right away, Kobe's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go hang out with Temperature tonight." And Emily's like, "Oh, but like we were gonna like do the thing we always do, which is hang out and talk about things. And just like I talk about things, you just like hear me talk, and I make all the decisions and just like tell you what to do." And he's like, "Yeah, so one night I'm not gonna have that. My friend's here, you know what I'm saying?" And she's like, "Ugh, fine, you know what, God bless." And it's interesting because she's also like, "It's weird that they came in early for the wedding," and it's like, Emily, how early? Like 6 days? I mean, also you do know you're on a show, right? And like maybe he needs like some like emotional support. I can't imagine not understanding that this man wouldn't need a little break from the overwhelming energy of you and all-encompassing control that you exude. Like I wonder what happens to Emily as and I think I've said this before, as she watches this season. I am really interested to see the energy that she brings to the tell-all. Is she gonna be defensive, or is she gonna be like and she might be, like, defensive, like, "Look, I had a kid and blah, 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 and this was just so hard for me, God blah, blah, blah," you know, whatever, God bless. Or is she gonna be like, "You know what? I was watching and, I am really controlling. That's cool." I can see that I did that, and I'll be honest, I've gone into therapy for it, and I understand that there is some stuff that happened in my childhood that made me feel insecure or afraid or unstable in some way that I try and hyper control situations in order to feel good and or stable and or secure in some way. And Kobe doesn't deserve that because he's never shown me a sign in which he would ever leave me or abandon me or whatever. And in fact, truly loves me and his son. And so I am thankful that I got to see myself on television. Like that, wouldn't that be great? And also, wouldn't we get that? And also, that's like all of us. But the other half of me feels like maybe she'll come like with her defenses up and, you know, I'm not quite sure. So basically, however, we get to see Kobe so happy. He brings like his Heine and a six pack of Heineken to the hotel that Temperature is staying at. And Temperature, my God bless, is so excited to see his boy. He is wearing like a black and red velvet smoking jacket and like like a cross. It's like one of those like gold crosses where like the ends of the crosses has like humps, like dude one, dude 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 dude. And you know, it's like Byzantine or Orthodoxy and some kind of like it, you know, like it speaks of home. Um Lisa, I have no faith her narcissism will subside. I mean, here's the thing. It is sometimes very hard to watch yourself on reality television. People see faults, but sometimes I feel like people only see physical faults. And that's why you get a lot of like plastic surgery. But I don't know if people see the emotional faults as well as much. Like, isn't that interesting? Like every time you see like side note, anytime there's anyone on The Bachelor and they're like a contestant, right? God bless. And let's just say they go, they're a contestant on The Bachelor, which means they're not the one that's picking, but they're the other, the one that the Bachelor are picking. All those people just got cast, right? So anyway, once they become like the main person, they go through a whole physical transformation, like top to down, the veneers, the tan, 15 to 20 pounds off, and like Botox, we haven't had it yet, everything. You know what I'm saying? God bless. And I would really love some sort of like psychological show where we really get to watch reality stars talk about the emotional and psychological issues that they were confronted with having watched themselves on the show and how they are trying to do right by themselves. You'll never see that, I guess, right? Mm, I don't know. Maybe it does happen. Okay, so immediately temperature, who got this name from who God bless knows, probably how hot he feels in that like velvet smoking jacket indoors. He's like, "How is your white woman back home?" It cuts the choice. It cuts the chase. And Kobe's like, "Yeah, she's wife material, but it's hard because she's really controlling." And now temperature lays out his theory, which is this. Oh, in America. Oh my God, I've been seeing it. Kobe, just so you know, you have to understand. It's not just you. They're all infected. No, no, no. But they're all doing it. It's American culture to have the men stay at home and the women make all of the rules, boss the men around. And it's so obviously like foreign for us as African men. This is like not supposed to be it, like this, or what we, for us to live, like it's different for us. And it feels like Kobe sort of like wakes up to it or understands it. It's almost like he didn't understand what was happening. Or like I said, kind of like one of those like frogs that is getting like slowly boiled in a pan. And then his best friend, like the other frog, was like, "Yeah, you're getting boiled." And the frog's like, "Wait, what? Oh, it is getting hot in here. Does smell like frog soup." You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's how these men are looking at it. God bless. This is going to be a really awkward conversation to have in America at an American dinner with a bunch of women sitting around, especially Emily. Coming up. Okay, so basically, Kobe has also been sitting on the very real truth that he is going to have another child. And no one knows but Emily, and he's sort of stuck in the situation where he's living with Emily's parents and Emily's dad, who definitely doesn't want him to have any more kids, but that is actually what's happening. Oh, Nocturnal Nat. Emily says she got a really bad edit. She started her own Facebook fan group, and she is the moderator. Okay, first part of that conversation, great. Isn't it like she started her own Facebook fan group? Is that meaning like she like didn't have any fan groups or just wanted her like is that how she got her point out? I don't know. There's something about that is just oh my God. Okay, bless. Um hmm. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so okay. Anyway, so he tells Temp, he's like, guess what? Yeah, she's pregnant and we haven't told anyone. It's like so scary. I'm like so scared. I don't know what to do. I'm like, it's bad. And Temperature's like, you gotta get, the pants back on. You gotta take the reins, honey. You gotta like get the ball back in your court, honey. You gotta like put the king which is you back on the throne, you know? So, um, immediately they all go to dinner. Ha ha ha. The dinner though is happening, and Emily's whole family's there. It's called Martinelli's Little Italy, and it did look great. Okay, it also kind of reminded me of like a Maggiano's a little bit. Martinelli's Little Italy, you know, just in case you wanted to know. I always try and like take a little like lock and stock of the sitch. They have a private room though, so we really can't see the full environment. um, temperature comes in a little late. And the whole family's sitting there, and he sits down, and Emily's mom says that Kobe is happy to see a familiar face and someone that gets him. It's just like when she said it, it was like her. I don't know. I just was like, yeah, it's like another African man. Is what you mean? Like, yeah, it's nice for him to see another African man. Is exactly what you're saying, kind of like that, or I don't know. God bless. He just needs to have family there. I'm happy that he has someone there. Like he does, you know, like he just. I feel so bad for him, Hadam. He feels like a little like island out there, you know. Like and another part of this conversation happens where basically temperature is like, here's the thing. Temperature is like it's going to be hard for you to make money where you are because there are no one's there that is part of our community. And you know, part people that are in your community and sometimes in your culture, especially when you're like immigrants, are tend to be people that will also be ones that will give you a leg up, a handout, not a handout, but a leg up or an opportunity to work and stuff like that, and like in that community sometimes. And basically, Kobe is afraid that he can't provide for his family. He wants to be able to provide for his now two kids. For himself, he wants to. He wants to do it. He wants to do it for Emily. He loves Emily, and he wants like Emily's parents to like not have to like be giving them money. Like he doesn't want any of it. But at the same time, he knows it would be easier for him to make money if they moved to Ohio away from Kansas, because that is a place again where he has connections, perhaps. He has friends there, temperatures there. And he can't feel like he can approach the topic with Emily because Emily would not let that happen. And temperature is like, yeah, but you're the husband and the man. And for Kobe, that's really hard because we all know Emily wouldn't. I mean, Emily, yeah, Emily wouldn't let. I don't know. I forgot her name. Was forget. Emily wouldn't let that happen. And I think that what is ultimately the crux of this is this: this relationship is not 50-50 at all. At all. The relationship is not 50-50. It's not like equal, like like a feminist version of equality or whatever. It's like Emily has 95% of the entire everything of the relationship. He has 5%, maybe. I mean, maybe you really could micro that down for me. I mean, he doesn't have any whatever like say, pull, you know, like control or whatever you're gonna say, like any of it. So I mean, to go from a culture that like I don't know. You know, these traditional style cultures, and maybe because, you know, I'm not African, but I'm like considered Manasa because I'm like Levantine, which is Arab, but I talk about this a lot, but like it's Northern African, it's like somewhat close, whatever, like, you know, God bless. They say the man runs the household or wears the pants, but really, it's like if the man is the head of the household, the woman is the neck. And this is, of course, in the old timey heterosexual cisgender, God bless, but the woman is the neck. You know what I'm saying? The men think they are looking and deciding, but it's the woman who decided. No, I want to look this way. No. The head cannot look where the neck isn't looking. However, again, that's not how it all has to be, for sure. And that's just what Kobe is from. So if you know that Kobe is from that, then you should have some sort of empathy that like bringing him from that to a modern American, you know, whatever kind of relationship you want to call it, would be, you know, like a challenge for him. So you would do that with some sort of sensitivity. And then maybe from that you would compromise too. Like, I don't want to tell you like 50-50 for, you know what I'm tell you? Like, it's just that it's obvious that Emily hasn't, I mean, thought of the compromise at all. So it's, you know, it's hard to watch. And thusly, it feels like Kobe also has become compliant and complacent because when the waiter comes over, Emily's like, I'll have the chicken piccata and this one will have the lasagna. And Temperature's like, you order for your man? Now, here's the thing Kobe could easily come with a little more energy in that moment. Why doesn't he know what he wants? Hasn't he looked at the menu? Does he not care? Does he like being taken care of like a little mama's boy? Because if you like to be taken care of like a little mama's boy where your girl is calling everything, you can't have it both ways. And you have to understand when you have to like, you know, put it down a little bit and be a little like whatever about it or not. Now you could tell me Chris in that moment he was with, you know, COVID and he was like taking care of COVID. Maybe he didn't look at the menu. And I understand that. Maybe that's what happened in that moment. And we also then got to see Emily in her prime, which is like making decisions and getting things done. Which Emily, and you know, and maybe also Emily was like, I want a chicken piccata, but I also would love a bite of lasagna, so I'll order the chicken piccata for me. But lasagna will be right there, and I can have a bite because that, my loves, is what I would be thinking. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this right now. There is a part of me that sees some of the like behavior patterns that I have a little bit with her. So I think that that's why she did the lasagna thing. She's pregnant. She's hungry. She wants like a, you know, lasagna is yummy. It's rich. There's like a red sauce and cheese. Chicken piccata is a whole different thing. It's like lemony. It's like creamy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, what's happening is her parents are there. You know, her sister's there. Love the sis. And Temperature, like, you know, can't stand it. Can't stand to see that she orders for him. And then just like calls it out and then talks about his view of relationships, which is arguably different from Emily. And definitely Emily's dad knows it's not PC enough to agree with that man, and especially in front of Emily, and the very thing that he is scared shitless of. They all, I don't know, just roll their eyes and I guess agree to disagree. Anyway, so let's move on to Patrick and Thais. Uh there's a little bit of both. There's a little bit of both. So you parents out there that never say no, just know that when you do get out of the world you need to deal with. They did this. Yeah, I mean, T. Jones, I see no real man wants to be lorded over, but not every man's a real man. We're not knowing exactly. We just see Kobe did let her order for him. I'm just saying. I don't know. We'll just see. Patrick and Thais. So we have come to the situation where Thais had finally decided, and by finally decided, gets backed into a corner to tell her dad that she is marrying Patrick, even though she knows her dad hates Patrick. But at the same time, okay, I'll tell you this. Okay, we'll talk about this more. It's like, how much does the dad hate Patrick, or did the dad hate American men? Blanket. You know, anyway, so not Blanket Jackson, but blanket American men. So Patrick, is like washing dishes and he's like, okay, let's get the iPad, and it's like, what did they just make again? Like, was it pancakes? It's like one of those long, skinny, like pans, whatever. Like, he's just like, I'm always doing everything. And she's like, "Mm, oh." God bless. She always makes the craziest noises. So then they call the dad and I was like, oh, what's Patrick gonna be like? And Patrick's like, hi, Carlos. And I'm like, hi, Carlos. Not like Mr. Theis's last name, Not gonna like that. Kai Carlos. That's not it. Now I'll give you Theis's dad is I don't know how this it's like his stance is like this. It's like very Godfather. Um he's just like looking down on his nose. Patrick's like there. Carlos is like, how's the weather there? Real interesting shit. Thais is like, oh, it's so, cold. I can't wear all of like the crop tops I brought. I'm like, yeah, Brazil's beautiful and warm. So that's where you can wear all your clothes, where you're from, where all the clothes make sense. And it's pretty. So then basically Thais is like, yeah, yes, but I'm not gonna actually be coming back because we're getting married in a month. And this man goes like this. Already? Now, Patrick knows what that means, which is no bueno. That's actually Spanish. No buonjo. I don't know. Portuguese is such a beautiful language, but it's so interesting. Everything like some things just have a J and J sound. Anyway, that is basically devastating for Patrick to witness because he didn't realize the disdain that man had for him in the situation. Patrick is like takes it as a cue to his maybe like leave, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, should I just go? And Tyson's like, oh, he like takes his like, sad butt to the like garage, which has been transformed into a gym with an infrared sauna. Did you see the infrared sauna? Have you ever done an infrared sauna? Is it worth it? Anyway, but Thais has this like conversation we have to go back to. It's like horrible. The dad's like, how do you have the audacity to get married and leave without telling me? I mean, when he said that, I felt it in my soul. I was like, oh my God, this is exactly why she didn't want to call him. He totally flinched. I mean, I just like I felt so bad for her. Was not playing. He hates American men, America. He's like, they're all trash. Or the media, you watch the media, they always lie. Everywhere they go, they lie and say everything's gonna be great, and they treat you so nice, so pretty, so nice. You think it's the greatest thing, and they just stab you in the back when they have you hooked on. They'll treat you like trash. That's what America does to continents, to people, to women, to the world. Now, I'm gonna tell you, that was very Bon Jovi, honey, like, "Shot to the heart," like, like, "And you're to blame." I mean, I just was like, "Okay, wow, it's harsh. It's harsh, it's hard, that's a harsh, but, I think poignant point of view, important, and I think part of the dialogue we've been having, we should continue having. It was like some real talk that like this person is saying like on this like docu-series called what is this called? 90 Day Fiancé. I forgot that if I was watching Love in Paradise again. Ha ha ha. You know what I'm saying? Because his daughter is like on some reality show, just getting paid whatever in the juggernaut of like TV and media, and all of it could go bad, like he might have seen what if this dad was like, "Oh, you're gonna be on a show that I have to like sign off for and have my release for. What's it called?" And they're like 90 Day Fiance, and he's like, "Oh, okay. Let's look up like some other people from like Colombia, Brazil that like have been on," and like Larissa comes up, and he's like, "What did she look? What was she before? And what is she now? What happened? What happens to her?" I mean, gosh, it breaks her down. I mean, she's a young girl. It would break anyone down. However, like we go back to the garage. And let me just tell you, honey. Um, there is my poor boy Patrick, who has now texted his brother. You know me, I love some John. Just John to the rescue, John, and like some beers to like talk about it, and John is able to say the word of the season in John language, which of course is father. So I get to have one more episode of him be like, "Oh, she's talking to her father," and I get to be like, I mean, John doesn't have to like lift one weight. All he does is to have to like plank in the flat sounding vowel of father for me to really burn some cows. In the accent world, and I'm obviously no specialist or whatever, but I like study the Irish accent because God bless, I did a play or whatever, and they always also have flat sounding vowels like eh, it's like okay, so Irish people be like, "Oh, father." No, that's father, but like sometimes like, those kind of things are really flat sounding like I uh fa, like when you make it and you're like basically smiling and squinting your whole mouth to make the sound come out of like the most horizontal space possible, as opposed to like a oh ah. Okay, is that good? You guys know what I'm talking about. um ugh, anyway, I'm so excited. I feel like John and I really love John and Patrick's literal bromance. Like, I think that John can see that Patrick is in love with Thais. And Patrick, even in this garage, is like, "I'm not doing it right. It feels like I should tell him that I love her." Maybe he doesn't quite know it or whatever. And I do very much wish that, that Thais's dad, if he truly doesn't know that Patrick loves his daughter, I want him to know. His views on men or America or American men, listen, I don't know I don't know if I can like talk him out of that, but if he doesn't know that Patrick does love her, I want him to know. And even if then he's like, "Yeah, but American men wouldn't know how to love right," or whatever, like you can, I guess, argue, but it's hard because and I have said this, I think that Patrick obviously, yes, loves her, and even in the wanting of her to tell the dad, even if it's hard, which it is, this is messy and hard, at the end of the day, it's better now than if he hadn't. Not only for her, but for him, his idea of his integrity and dignity. It is an aligned choice to make because it's a truthful choice. It's an open, communicative, truthful, aligned choice. And it's not so much having to force Thais to, but I f I could easily it's a blanket rule for me that say, like, I think that's a blanket rule that, like, I mean, and under grave conditions would I not want the person I am marrying to tell their loved ones that they see, their parents. I'd be, like, so weirded out. I'd be like, "Dude, why?" It doesn't bode well. Anyway, so, basically, yeah, the dad is upset. Like even with her kind of saying like they had to do this for the K1 visa, and he's just like, you have to come back to Brazil. I do not want you there. Leave and come, leave it all, come back ASAP. All they want to do is conquer women, countries, and you will be left with nothing, desolate. Just whatever. Pill villaged. What's the word? Pilled. No. When you go through a village, pilfered? There was a perfect word that was on my tongue that went away, and it came back and then went away. Whatever. Okay, Thais cries, and Patrick is sad to see it, and I feel so bad too. Pillage, 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 pillage. See, here's the thing, pillage rhymes with village? Who knew? That's what threw me off. I was like, it sounded like pillage. I was like, but it rhymes with village? Like you would pillage a village? Is that what you say? That village was pillaged? I just never knew it pilferage. No, pillaged. For some reason, I didn't understand this moment. They have pillage and village, honey rhymes. Where's a rapper right now to like make a good beat to that? Um. So anyway, God bless. It was sad to see Thais cry, and Thais cries. But then I also feel like they edited her to cry for like the same way over and over again. It was like one of those things where I'm like, am I seeing a loop of someone? Because it was just like, I'm like, wait, is this all the same? And, I'm like ruining my like laminated eyebrows. It makes me so sad. But I was like, wait, okay, no. Oh, And also, I also don't want anyone to like rub their eyes or their eyelashes as much as I was seeing her. Like it's really hard to see, like, don't rub your eyes like that. Especially the ladies. Like you don't know how damaging it is to like your eye skin, and your beautiful eyelashes. Don't do it. Don't do whenever you take off makeup, whenever you wash your face, whenever you like cry, just make sure to dab. Dab. My God. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, I want this. I just don't understand why he actually won't talk to the dad one on one. The dad just wants the daughter to be good forever. Yeah, you know what? I almost felt like, I'm glad you brought this up. I almost feel like that might be what happens next. Like maybe they have a conversation and he's like, look, I didn't know that your dad hated me that much. And I literally learned a whole ass language for you. So like maybe like can I talk to him in the language I learned for you, and like I don't know, express to him the language I learned to express my love for you, and how I won't like pillage you, pillage your village. I'm not gonna pillage your village. I'm gonna make it concrete. I'm saying, I don't know. We'll build a new village brick by brick, and I won't be so controlling. Okay. Bilal and Shy is on the agenda, honey. Oh my God. Let me just tell you that it starts with Shy giving us this gorgeous cream monochromatic outfit. It's like beige cream, it's like cream. Ivory, maybe, like you could talk me into maybe it's an ivory. It's so gorgeous. And I just feel like it is such an elegant look to have like a nooch monochromatic thing. It just looks put together. I just love it. She's like, Bilal, I want to try this new cafe, he's like, I'm working on, like doing all the work, in like this like fake museum house, whatever, God bless. She's like, but can you just take 20 minutes off or whatever? And I want to talk or whatever. And she's like, oh, he's like, oh, I get it. Like I have to like stop because she like wants to talk. And he also knows that like basically you have to like get married, and he gave her a long, huge ass contract. So like maybe like that's what it is. Also, there's like cameras, so Um, and it cuts back to her talking to her friend Fareed. Her friend Fareed is an attorney as well as family friend. And basically read the contract and was like, this contract does like nothing for you. It's only, protects him. It's like written obviously on his behalf. And she's like, okay, would you have your daughter sign it? And he's like, no. And then she's like, mm, mm. Um, when they get to the cafe, it's just a coffee place. And I was upset by that. I thought that she had found like this is what I totally thought. Okay. I was like, oh, she found like some hippy dippy like cafe. Maybe they have like acai bowls. Maybe it has, I don't even know what it has. Like it could have, like I think acai bowl was something that we were talking about early in a different episode. But like maybe it had like one of those, you know what I love, but they don't really, this is like old school, but like one of those hippie sandwiches where like it's on squaw bread and it has like sprouts and cucumbers and avocado and like a not yellow but different kind of mustard. Ugh, one of those places. And or just like something that like has like some sort of aesthetic. Like I was really hoping it would be that, but it was just literally a coffee place. She just really wanted coffee. Um T Jones, God bless you. Oh, Honey Rider, hi. Um, yay. So basically she tells him, like, hi, I talked to my attorney Fareed, and Fareed's this like real nice guy, and he like has my interest at heart. And we, looked at the contract and we basically realized that the contract is all you all the time. It is a Bilal made contract and does nothing for me. And Bilal is like, hmm. No, I see that. Yeah, no, I accept and that you went to someone else to look at the contract now. You know me and what I've done for you, so it's weird that you would even have any sort of reaction at all to the contract, but okay. And she's like, "Well, you are business orientated. Americans are more business minded. I came over here like Cinderella, like I came over here like Rapunzel, like super romantic about it. And I didn't really understand what you were going to be putting down." He's like, let me not interrupt you, but however, let me also interrupt you and tell you that that's not exactly what happens here. No, that's not real. Not at all. That is not real. And that's made up and fairy tales. And that's not what love is. And love is patient. Love is, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that she's right, but he literally is like, I don't want to interrupt you, but he absolutely doesn't mansplains love. She's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, okay, but I don't even care about that, but let me just get to the point." I'm just, like, getting to the point, which is that I'm in a vulnerable position. I gave up stuff to come here and to take care of me the proper way. If you are going to deny me any asset you've ever had prior to me, and you are going to require us to then keep everything communal, what should be happening, honestly, is I should have my business, and everything I make in my business is for me. And since you are obviously so much more wealthier, you and I will then share your business, because I also understand that I gave up a lot to be here, and I'm the woman and I have to stay home and I'm going to like take care of the kids, and intrinsically you need to be able to like protect and provide for me in a way in which will also make sense, since you also have to protect and provide for your other kids. So it makes absolutely no sense for you to come after any part of my own business, which has been here before you. It's my brand. And my brand is me doing yoga, which low key I've been doing on the show the entire time. Bilal's like, "But I'm gonna give you money or something for your business, and so since I'm giving you money for your business, we have to share your business," but it's like it's like a really weird conversation, and I am like, it's kinda confusing what they're both asking for. But at the end of the day, what she wants is to amend the prenup to account for what will be hers, and I think some sort of thing about having a child by a certain time, and then she wants him to sign it. So I guess that's ultimately what's gonna happen next. Um, Prenups are at best a legal suggestion. Yeah, that's true, and but also I think it depends a little bit on where exactly it is. I think that I'm in California when it definitely is different in California than other places. Um, But I think that's what she's getting at, and him not getting that is confusing to me. Like, what does he wanna take from her? Like, if he wants them to, like, he tries to say that she might build a billion-dollar business off of his, like, little investment and that what, he gets all of that? No, he doesn't. She gets that. You can put in the prenup that if she becomes a billionaire, she, like, maybe doesn't get child support, or I don't know what you wanna say, but I mean, I don't know. I technically don't even understand how you would get around that. And I want him to sign the prenup, and I want her to have her own protected business. I mean, let her do the yoga. You don't even like yoga, truthfully. When she tried to lead you in yoga in the park, you were, like, super disrespectful about it. He seems to enjoy putting her through all the stress and breaking her down. The fact they've been talking about this for 9 episodes is just, You know why also, Abby? Because they're together. So it also, like, begs to wonder, like, what's real and what's not. Isn't that annoying? Bilal can also set up trusts for his kids to protect their share of wealth and inheritance. I'm so tired of the prenup to protect the previous kid's excuse. He has such insecure energy and it's unbearable. He is scared of losing her respect, losing his money, losing this prenup battle, etc. He just wants to win and doesn't care about her. Oh, I could read these comments all night. Get out of here, Bilal, with your C class. I'm dead. No. And it is so shady, Lisa. It's so shady. I want to cry. It's so beautiful. It's so beautifully shady. It is so shady. And it's like, I need to take I need to take a drink. It's the class of Mercedes that he has. Okay. Oh God. Let's move on, shall we? Because you know what? We listen, we still have some good people. We still have three, no, we still have a lot of people. And let me think, how many out of those are good? We have one good one I'm gonna skip because I'm gonna leave on a good note or on a bad. I mean, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm gonna skip who I had next in my notes, and let's get some boring people out of the way, okay? Like Karen Guillermo. Pretty people. Oh my God, are they not gonna get married 2 days before their wedding? Ugh. What's gonna happen? Well, Guillermo takes his like little boy haircut, honey, and he like calls his mommy, and the mommy and him have a conversation. I'm gonna tell you this right now, my loves. At this point, I saw this conversation, I knew it was gonna be happening, and I was like, I'll just like go get a snack. What I think happens is the mom tells him about life and marriage and how things aren't gonna ever be perfect, but if you love the person, you're gonna make it work, just like me and your dad. I don't know, I didn't watch it at all, but I will tell you, I came back into the room, Guillermo was like, "Well, I love her. Okay, good. Bye, Mom." Okay? I don't know what to tell you. So then I get on this. I can't. I mean, this is like so boring. So then Kara like is throwing herself, okay, or one of her friends, but probably Kara like is throwing herself like a bridal bachelorette party, and all the dill dads are up, and the doodads, and like the things, and like you're gonna like pin the dick on the guy, whatever, like all of it, okay. And I just am watching this, and I'm like, I swear, I'm pretty sure that she got on the show to like be an Instagram style influencer slash event planner. I think it was just to showcase her, like, I do things cute. I dress cute. I make bubble things. No, I know how to do things cute. I'm Kara. Sometimes I drink too much. I'll tell you one thing I know how to do super cute. Find a guy. Have you seen him? I'm Kara. Her friends have some sort of conversation with her where it's like, you'll never change because you haven't changed yet. And she's like, yeah, I'm not going to change. I don't really know what happens. It's like something like that. I mean, something true. Who cares? Okay, T. Jones, I'm going to tell you this right now. You comment a lot, and I appreciate it. This could be one of your finest works. Do you see how your two kitties are hugging each other? That is how much I am hugging this comment. It's one of your best works. Look at those two kitties. Okay. Anyway, so I don't know. Okay, so I also want to get rid of another couple. Okay, let me just because I just don't care about him, but let's just talk about Ari and Benny too, and then we'll get back to some good stuff. Don't worry. Oh, we know. No, we know you love cats. Hi. Cute. Bex. I love me some like real good ass tunes. Ari and Benny. We have to get rid of all of them. So Ari and Benny. Now, this is one part that I love. So, they've been like wondering whether they should get married, which is like too bad. We've been like going through season after season of them. I mean, can't stand it. Okay, please. I mean, these are completely different. These are yet the same drama, different faces on the same people. I don't have to tell you. But Ari is writing in her journal, and it's a very specific journal. It's one of those black and white composition books from the 90s that I had. I'm talking about. It's so specific. They are my favorite. It has a black, almost like black taped binder, like duct tape almost, is like the feeling of the tape of the like whatever the bind of it, but it's that black and white splotches. It says composition in front, and a little white square. You write your name, and it's tinier than other notebooks. It's kind of like it's your personal notebook. It definitely feels like, and I did used to write like journals in there. You know what I'm saying? And I felt super cool when I would have that, like as opposed to other notebooks. It felt kind of like grungy and edgy. And I will also tell you this. In one of my favorite movies, which I try to rewatch, and I don't even know if it stands up, but God bless, did a podcast about it, which is funny because the podcast is about if movies stand up. It's called Wait, I Love It. Oh, Shut Up, I Love It. It's a great podcast. I went on it to talk about Stealing Beauty, right, which is a Liv Tyler, Bernardo Bertolucci film where it's like she is an American who goes to like southern Italy or the Italian countryside to like try and find her dad, like based upon some like poem her mom wrote. It's very artsy, okay? It's like a bunch, it's like the cast is bananas or whatever, but it opens on Liv Tyler, and this is like Liv Tyler, like she must have been like 19. I mean, she's playing a 19-year-old. This is like before Empire Records, like that. This is like right after crazy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like the Aerosmith video. Okay. I'm telling you a moment in time. She is on a train going to Italy, writing in this composition book, which is that same kind of composition book, the like black and white 90s looking one. And it's just something that like is instilled in my soul. It's like such a specific thing. So when I see Ari write in hers, it makes me like kind of like her. Oh, just Jamie, up with the baby and pumping that breast milk. Get it, girl. I know what you're talking about, Chris. I love those. Thank you so much. Love that movie and that soundtrack. Oh my God, Miss Johnson, I know. Oh, the soundtrack is absolutely great. I mean, the soundtrack is unbelievable. It's like a beautifully curated soundtrack of like, I mean, from Billie Holiday to, I mean, it's like to Portishead, you know, it's like really, really great. And definitely so good. I think that, well, yeah, you can definitely even find playlists on Apple Music if the soundtrack doesn't exist on Apple Music. People will go back and have made playlists of the soundtrack. It was so important. So Ari's writing in that, I guess, talking, you know, and going in her thoughts and feelings whether she should get married, and they've been she like talks to Leandro, and Leandro is like, yeah, I can't make their wedding, even though I for some reason make every other part of your life, including like dress shopping and like wanting you to go like, or you know, pregnancy test shopping. I don't know why. Okay, weird. He's like, yeah, it's like so crazy for him to be like, I can't make it. And it's like, Leandro, you just want to see her get married. It was your job like not done. You like your mission wasn't completed. You didn't break them up, and so you can't watch them get married. But anyway, God bless. So they're like, you know, they're checking things out. Like they go to like where they're gonna have the ceremony. They're like, look, we're gonna do this thing. They're like, great. So then we open up on Benny, honey, and he's sewing pants. He's sewing pants for Avi, and it's so cute. And I was like, my God, he knows his way around that singer, honey. Singer. Mhm. I was like, oh, what a great set of skills. My God. That's fine. Okay. Listen. And that baby comes over. He's like, give me that baby. The baby comes over. He's like, put on these pants, baby. The baby puts on the pants. Looked a little big, but you know, I don't know. God bless. Baby's happy in the pants. And he goes to the confessional and he like talks about how him and Ari are so different. And there's like a saying where he's like, we are like sky and earth, you know, and whether the two can ever meet, God bless. And it's like, well, they kind of sometimes meet like in sunset and sunrises and horizons and stuff. But then they have their separate lives. Do they just appreciate each other? Do we need both? I don't know. I'm like, how does that thing end in that beautiful language? Okay, so basically Ari comes home and she sees Benny with Avi, and you know, they're super cute. You know, obviously very cute. Look, that baby's cute. You know, Benny with his son's cute. You know, like she sits down. At first, the baby's kind of like, I don't know why you're here. I was like having fun with dad, but then you know the baby likes the mom, and then so the mom's excited, and then the mom's like, okay, well I guess we'll just like get married. You know, because like the baby wants us to, and the baby does want them to. The baby like pushes them together and like makes mommy and daddy kiss. And it was interesting because I cried a little bit. And I wondered if that baby knew that mommy and daddy don't really like each other that much. They don't kiss that much. Or if the baby's just playing. You tell me, people who have kids, what do you think? I cried. Yeah, I cried for some reason. I don't know if I'm like a child of divorced parents, or I don't know if I'm just like hormonal. I won't tell you exactly the answer, but when that baby put the mommy and the daddy faces together over and over again, he was so happy. I was like, Small clothes are extra tricky. So that's why it's a little big for him. They're like, I don't know how to make it smaller. I mean, it's like, yeah, you're just like, what is, I mean, can you imagine like the little like leg hole of that like pant? You're just like, do, do, do. Like I can't possibly. My hands are too big to sew. I can't sew at all. I can't sew a button. I wish I could. Like I have so many things that need buttons. I have one gorgeous dress. It is this brown linen dress. I might show it to you because it's like killing me, my soul. It will break my soul. I will tell you, having no ability to fix buttons breaks my soul. I have this gorgeous tan linen dress and it has these big brown buttons and I have not worn it once because every time I try it on and it's not tight, they're just too big and the string is too small. Breaks my soul. Okay? That baby knew. Kids know. The kids always know. The baby is so in tune. What's going on? I was so astounded. I don't have kids, but I felt that the baby senses tension and wants them to love each other. But yeah, could be the baby playing. That makes me laugh. Okay, now we have people, I guess, that we should talk about. Even though I'm like, let's not talk about these people, and then I'm like, oh, don't worry. 45 minutes later, I don't care about the couple. I guess. I mean, whatever. So Jibri and Miona, oh, by the way, they're like, yeah, we'll get married. Like he wants us to get married, and we like knew that. Okay, God bless. So Jibri and Miona. So Jibri's parents or mom and stepdad are like, hey guys, can you like come down here? And they're like, okay. So they like go, sit down and Jibri's parents are basically like, um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So what's happening with the whole like you not living here thing? And Jimmy's like, what? Well, I mean, like, nothing's happening with the not living here thing because we're like living here and like still living here. And they're like, okay, so like, what's also happening with like your like wedding thing? Where's that happening? And they're like, we don't know. And they're like, okay, so just like, also when is it happening? They're like, well, no, I still don't know that. They're like, okay, you have like a month because it's like this is happening by the end of the month. It's like December. She has to go, like this is the end of the year and Christmas and December. And also when we said that you would be done here living with us. Because literally we said that you would live here in the early episode and you'd have to be like cooking us stuff. And that never happened except for that one time you made that disgusting green giant casserole, weird frozen pasta dish that we hated that had like, like the kernels of like the green beans that are like ice burnt. You know what I'm saying? They're like burnt from the frozen degrees of the whatever. So it's like inedible, kind of like chewy, disgusting vegetables that you force down our throats. Anyway, you can move out now. Jibri like is like, what? This is like horrible. Like, no, we just don't know anything. But like, can we just stay? And like, why is this happening? I'm like, well, you knew this was gonna happen when we talked about it. And he's like, when did we talk about it, Jibri? And Jibri's like, maybe before Miona got here. Yeah, Miona got here, but like, why didn't you ever think about when you were gonna like where some of the venues were? And when did we say they were gonna move out? By the end of the year. And when is that? In less than a month. Okay, yeah, we're not saying you move out now, but like, you have to think about these things. We want to like make sure you know that that's happening still. We don't want you to live here. We hate her. It feels like we've made that clear. And we hate the choices you're making. I didn't like Miona at first, but now I see that Jibri is the problem. I completely agree. Miona's like this. Miona's like straight up doesn't say one word throughout all of this. She is just like sitting there, honey, with like that eyeliner. And in her confessional, she's like, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I wanted to move out. Do you see me? I wanted to move out. I wanted to move out, but they all made me seem like I was crazy. So I just latched onto the beach wedding because that's the true thing I want. And if this person wants to stay here, I guess I'll just do it. I wanted to move out. So when they said, Jibri, let's move out, you have to move out, I was really happy. At the same time, it's kind of shitty because they've just been really, really mean to me and like kind of awkward to him. And I just had to bear witness and watch it. So now I just mostly feel bad for him. Cut back to like the parents being like, Jibri's like, this feels like a slap in the face. And Jibri's mom was like, well, it's actually not a slap in the face. It's literally exactly what we told you was going to happen, which was that we wish that you had made plans earlier and that we would like you to only be living with us for 3 months. And Jibri's like, well, it's gonna we're like you're not gonna even stay 3 months, or like we're not gonna even stay the rest of the month. Now, like we're gonna leave, and you're not supportive, and like it sucks. And he's like, this feels like we're like you're treating us like we're 15, and like the stepdad's like, well, you are acting like you are 15, and you are 28. Now, when the parents said that he was 28, that kind of hit, right? We were kind of like, Jibri. Yeah. Listen, buddy, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Jibri. You have a whole ass friend that loves you to death that has offered you nothing but work. Nothing but work. Wants you to work. You know what the job is? Truck driving. Which basically means he can take Miona or probably not, but maybe may even probably take her. But at least work on his music the entire time or learn a new skill or whatever. He could literally drive a truck and talk to Miona the entire time if she wasn't allowed to be there. He has a whole ass job that's available to him for him to move out. Remember that? He just doesn't want to. He wants to spend all his money on matching clothes with his girl. So you tell me who's like being immature. And by the way, it's telling also kind of in the way that Emily's parents treat her, the way that Jibri's parents treat him. Remember, she's a psychologist. So she is, in her mind, trying to, like, she is, if not, I mean, like, heavy handedly trying to manipulate her son to act a certain way. And for better or for worse, better. She wants him to act better, more mature, more organized, more confident, more secure, more with more rationale. Because it's obvious she knows her son, and somehow that person is sort of like lacking that. He's 28. Oh, will you guys like this video if you haven't? I am so thankful that people remind me because honestly, I never. Oh my God. Will you, if you haven't yet, thumbs, 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 thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs, 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 thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs, 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 thumbs it out. Can spacemen ride? Thank you for that. Can spacemen ride in the truck? Literally, like, can you just imagine that, like, he has a job, like, he could move out, Thank you so much. Just made it. We'll definitely have to replay. Oh, yeah, my love. But thank you so much for making it. That's a song. I couldn't remember, couldn't. It's the Thumbs It Up song. Mahala's glasses were funky. They're always, she loves that pair of those red, like, cat eye pink, like, those glasses give her something. And you know why? I think she's picking it because of the fact that she doesn't have, like, that much eyebrow. And I'll say it again, and I feel like something will happen to these two women. Mahala. I forgot her name. Yeah, Mahala. And Miona. If they would just like share a bottle of wine and like get into that makeup, honey. And talk about Jibri. Like Miona doesn't understand that Ghibli's a whole ass mess. Those women could bond over it. I think that Miona can be really good for Ghibli, especially if they were on the same page, Mahala and Miona. I don't know. He did have the best line. You treat me like a 50-year-old. We were acting like a 15-year-old. Who wants her for a therapist? Honey, not me. Not I. No. But I do think they'd be close. Okay, so yeah, but she's trying to, you know, get her son to do some sort of thing, and she is trying to enforce solid boundaries, which I also wonder if that also means that there were times in which the boundaries were not so solid before. Solid. You know, raising kids and becoming adults and maturing is a whole layered onion because sometimes you get to certain places and then certain issues and behavior patterns rear their ugly heads later on in life. It isn't like you find out everything wrong with you at 21 or find out everything wrong with you at like 28 or at 40 or whatever. So, just like Emily has controlling issues, let's just say that Ghibli has some like issues where there's some like, it's hard for him to plan or hard for him to like I think make rational, smart, sound decisions. Discernment and sound decision making are great qualities to have. And I wonder what activities and or well maybe activities could be used in order to strengthen them. Is that something for generations like rational decision making, sound decision making that takes into account reality based challenges in a way that, you know, I don't know, in a way that promotes success? Did Jimmy just go to like art school and like, or did he just drop out of like, and not that people that drop out or go to art school or don't have follow through. What does it feel like? It feels like for Jibby to be 28 and not have like figured out certain things like where they're going to live or have a plan and or like why or where they're going to get married. And truly, I don't understand what he's been doing the entire time besides that one time he went down to lay tracks. Like what has he been doing the entire time? I'm a truck driver. He can bring her or anyone on the truck with him. Thank you so much. I just read your beautiful comment on the Docu Sweeties Patreon, and then you just said you were a truck driver there. And to talk about it again and then be like, you're here to give your expert opinion. Thank you. I mean, yeah, like, what is, I don't understand. He went one time to work on his album, and then I don't think he's done much since then. And so, why isn't he making money and then taking the time in which he's also driving to hopefully, at some point incur some sort of like either comfort to Riona by talking to her or working on his music or things he could be doing, plus making money to also like move out and like start a life. Because all he does is blame everyone. He blames Miona, he blames his parents, he blames David, like he's just like, it's not it. It's not it. Like he's very young feeling. Mahala has helicoptered Jibri into the man he is. Ooh. All right. He did. He sold his pants for 28 grand. You're right. Those pants that he ripped, he did sell for money. Someone bought those pants for 28 grand. Also, Stephanie of Ryan bought a date with Stephanie that puts her farts in a jar for $5,000. People are paying for absolute trash. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. For trash experiences, and I don't know why, but God bless. Meanwhile, join my Patreon. I love you guys so much. Okay, so We are going to move on to final, wait, yeah, final couple of the night, which is Eve and Mohammed. Eve and Mohammed, take it in. That's what I've been waiting for, and haven't you? That is the final couple. Now, shake it out, my loves. We have to get into it. Um, so the next morning, Eve is like, "Can we have a better day than yesterday?" And he's like, "I hope so." And they hug. And she at some point gets her hair done. I've forgotten exactly where, but it's obvious that she gets fresh highlights from one point we saw her. She did like it's a fresh like blonde streak right here. Like oops, it's a little moment. It's not a white streak. It's not like a gray streak. It's a blonde, big, chunky streak that, is there. Um and she's going to cup her friend. Now, I really like, I've never tried cupping, but it looks interesting, like her friend's there and it's basically like, like heating up the things and like putting the little suction cups and like, your skin gets really big and blotchy. It looks like it would hurt absolutely. And look, it looks like it can't possibly actually be good for you in some way, but it also is like an real old timey, ancient thing. So, I mean, and I guess sort of what feels like a deep tissue massage, because I'll tell you that's what the Google results said for like why people would do such a thing. And when you can explain to me that something feels like a deep tissue massage, I think I kind of was like, I'll book an appointment. Um, oh, Delilah Rose, I literally love your channel. Thank you. Oh, what a beautiful thing to say. That's really nice. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yay. Look at you. You know, look at you. Look at those big, big eyes. I mean, this is like a full on headshot. Are you a model? You have really beautiful eyes. Like very doll like. I mean, you're lovely. Um, so anyway, um, she doesn't tie her hair back in office and applied cups unevenly. She is too casual. I would believe that. I noticed that. I was like, here's the thing. I when you see how someone lives their life and she has like glitter everywhere and stuff like that, I just was kind of like, I wouldn't go to this person because there's something kind of this person does something to the best of their ability, and it seems like if I look around, the best of your ability isn't my faith level of like ability. Now, I'm not trying to be mean, but this why it's important. And I'm not being too harsh, but it's why it's important to like do your best in most things. Try and do your best at everything you do. And things come up, right? We have to be like compassionate towards ourselves and others. Of course, we have patience. But when we do most things in our lives, we want to do our best because it's indicative of how we live and how we do things. The fact that her knick-knack paddywhack house looks like that doesn't make me feel like she has the attention to detail that I would enjoy with my somewhat medical or Eastern what medicine type individual or any sort of professional that has to do with my body and my health. I want someone who has immaculate attention to detail. You know, I want someone who goes the extra step. It's important. And you can see that kind of personality in a lot. You know, here's the thing. In this scene, we have an Eve doing some sort of rich or no, some sort of like service to her friend, talking all about her business, which is that, her friend is her friend and they know Muhammad and Muhammad hates her friends and Muhammad blah 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 this. It's been very hard for them. Like already I don't want to hear about your drama when I'm getting anything done to me already. Like in my mind, I'm like, I hope her friend is not paying for this at all. Because what a like a shitty experience, especially if these cupping situations is supposed to be like a deep tissue massage. If I'm getting a deep tissue massage, you best like be quiet because I have to listen to like the ocean spa noises that should be on. Oh, dog trainer, hi. Backtracked last week. Do you think the venue is a huge Airbnb? The kitchen looked like a regular kitchen. Where was the wedding planner? Are we talking about her ugly castle one? Anyway, uh, okay, so what kind of hocus pocus moment was that? What were the patches on the friend's skin? Yeah, that's like what happens with the cupping thing. How can you de-stress while she stresses you out with her drama? I just was like, yeah, I'm someone interested in cupping, but it looks truly painful, and I definitely can't get it done by her. Anyone that's gonna like tell me all their business. Basically, her and her friend hatch a whole plan, hatch a plan, and plan. We have to hatch a plan, and the plan is that they're going to get Muhammad to hang out with them again. Even though we know he hates them. And he hates them for a good reason, which is that you were all very disrespectful to him. Why the hell are you asking someone you just met about his sex life? You wouldn't do that to anyone. I am sorry, that's rude. Rude. You wouldn't do that to anyone. And the fact that these women are like not saying that they like did that to him and just make it seem like he's a villain is just like against it. Yeah, he like hates you guys. You made him feel incredibly awkward. He doesn't want to talk about whether he's had sex before and what it was like, you weird sandpapery seasoned ladies, witchy ladies. I mean, I'm just like, I don't mean to be mean, but just like I think it's so crazy. They're just too seasoned. Okay, so then God bless. She has a conversation with Muhammad where she's like, "Hey, will you hang out with my friends again? And also, will you do this like thing that I love? This like thing that really means a big thing for me, like a ritual thing that I just love." And he is like, "Okay." So anyway, God bless. He says yes, but he doesn't want to. He hates it or whatever. And he's like, if they're mean to me, I'm gonna be mean to them. And like I still don't understand why like no one tries to be like, look, Muhammad, they were mean to you. They said this. I told them that was disrespectful, and I won't let them be disrespectful to you again, or we'll just walk away at the same time. I want them to be fans of ours. I want them to be, like little cheerleaders of our relationship. I want to have people at the wedding that truly love us and care for us and want us to be together. And it was a bad situation, and I do my part and your part, like I know you had just kind of gotten here and it was a little bit awkward, so let's just try to do this whole thing over again. But it's like not presented to him that way. It's always like this. Her entire thing is like, but you would do this if you knew this was important to me. And he's like, you don't care about literally anything that's important to me. Not a one. Not a one thing. You don't care about anything that's important to me. So, okay. I asked for a bidet and you didn't even get me a bidet. You don't care about one a thing. So anyway, God bless. So, honey, I don't know what to tell you. Like, Spella, bring her back. Okay. So all these women get together. It's freezing outside. There's a heat lamp. They like make like a hobo fire. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. I'm so sorry. It's like a trash can fire. Like it's freezing and they all have like mittens on. They're going to go, those mittens, their fingerless gloves are going to go up in like flames in 2 seconds. I can't even tell you. It's like, this is such a crazy scene. I just like can't agree with it. It's just not for me. It's not, and I feel bad because like, I feel like probably this is the meanest I'll ever be. Honey, then they all get there with their sticks and their twigs or whatever, and they're like, like scrolls of their wishes, okay, and everything is everything. So I'm not saying that their, witch ritual is anything more or less than any other religion, okay? any other religion, but at the same time, I don't understand why these, like, seasoned people don't understand how crazy it looks for, like, a full-on, like, monotheistic ancient religion like an Islamic person. But anyway, here we are, okay? So God bless. So they're dancing around. I mean, I'm sure if the cameras weren't there, like, they'd take off their tops. I'm sure one of the girls wanted to, because every time witches run around a fire in outside, the whole thing of it is like taking off clothes. I think it's also freezing, you know? Okay. Um, I so like did not look at my notes. I didn't look at my notes at all. I forgot they have a coffee shop moment and talk too, just like Bilal and Yvette did. That's when she talks Muhammad into doing this dumbass thing. Yvette is like, "You have to, like my squad because the squad is my family. I don't have a family. My friends are my chosen family. You pick your family, it's your friends. You can't pick your friend. You can't pick your nose. You can pick your friends' noses, and you pick your friends." Like, that's, I think, what she says to him, something like that. And he's like, "Okay, but I also don't understand why you wouldn't have a family because I know what my family is. It's my mom, and I love her. And I know who's keeping me away from my mom, you, because you won't marry me right away and give me my green card. I wish I had a witch to cast a spell to give me a green card. A witch with like a crazy blonde streak in her hair she just got redone that can like conjure me up a green card real fast so I can go see, I don't know, my mom, my chosen family." Anyway, so now I will also say that you can tell me this. You can tell me this. You can tell me that this fire ritual that they're doing is in fact a Native American ritual and not a witchy ritual and witchy ritual, which a witch you will, which is now a word. I mean, that had to be already a word, right? A witchual? Tell me right now if you guys had ever heard of that. Okay, so witchual. So, or something that she's grown up with in her like background or something. I'm not quite sure. Um, she cleanses her stones in front of Muhammad, which is just like, then the other girl comes, honey. The other girl's like, my scrolls. And she like looks up. And Muhammad's like, they're like, "Muhammad, do you want to come to the fire and do you want to like say your piece?" And he's like, so then it's like done. Like, "Muhammad, what do you think?" He's like, "It's good for keeping my hands is warm." I mean, like he's trying his best not to be like whatever, but he's not into it. And they're baiting him to do so. You know what I'm saying? Like, God bless. So then one girl's like, "I heard you like, didn't really like us." He's like, "Right, that's exactly it." And he's like, "Yeah, but now, what do you think?" And he's like, "Still no. You were on my shit list then, and you are on my shit list now. Once you are on Muhammad's Hada list," for my Arabs in here, "once you make it on Muhammad's Hada list, you don't leave Muhammad's Hada list." I don't know. Um, yeah, like I yeah, I don't think they are so awkward and it's so uncomfortable and there is no what feels like sexual love or love between them at all. Like, like Rebecca and Zayed had like chem. You know what I'm saying? Like we could see it in their like black leather jacket wearing, like camaraderie and stuff. These people don't have chem. Like Muhammad and Yvette don't. But I don't know what to tell you. They're together, I guess. I'm shocked. how they doesn't want to let him go. I know. Oh, hi, Charlene Sinclair. Where did your avatar go? Charlene Sinclair had one of them like dinosaur ones from like the dinosaur TV show from the 90s. Um, yeah. Lisa, are you up and down in 90-day Reddit? My loves, if you are up, okay, I want to know this, like, because I get this. Like, how many 90-day lovers like read Reddit specifically as like their like news thing? Because it actually is sometimes difficult to try and find like valid news sources for 90-day fiance, like Celeb Derp or Soap Dirt or Starcast. Like those ones are so gross or whatever. I think Reddit really is the place. I removed it because I didn't want my date to see it when we were watching YouTube. Ah. That is so funny. Honey, I'm in every Reddit. I'm in every Reddit. Okay. Okay. God bless. Um, I like I don't I mean, we could all be, and maybe I am, I'll just speak for myself, maybe I am victim to the editing of this where we are just like only seeing how horrible they are together. Maybe there is some part of them that really should be together. If they are together, there must be something that is like keeping them. I don't even know what it is unless it's just literally the green card of the Manny and like they're on and like she needs, someone to like take care of her at night and like her son in the day. Like I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, but they are together somehow still. I don't know. So what is it? Because it truly feels unfathomable that like they would even wake up from him saying get me a ticket to being like, is today gonna be a better day? I hope so. I hope so. I mean, it every time she's like, I don't understand how you don't care about what I want, like, how can you hear yourself say it so many times? I just I think maybe she's a little kooky, a little bananas, a little batty. I don't know, my love. It's interesting though. So, I mean, this, I'm happy that she found her squad. Okay. I'm happy she has loved ones. This person, listen, at the end of the day, I'm just talking on a YouTube channel with like, and I love you guys, 141 in the room. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate it. Please like this video or whatever. This woman has a whole cupping, whole cupping business, honey, on the other side of the world. And by the other side of the world, I mean like a different state than me, God bless. And like, she has a squad of people. She has a whole ass religion. She has, her person that she brought over. I mean, she has things going for her. So it's not like I'm not going to take away any of that from her, but it just, her decision making baffles me and sometimes hard to watch. And I can't see why they're together or how, but they are. And I'll tell you, God bless. Because some people really don't want to be alone. And some people have agendas. And some of those agendas are conscious, and some of those agendas are subconscious, unconscious. To not want to be alone is an agenda, kind of, right? I'll take, because if the subconscious, like, I'm scared to be alone, I fear to be alone. If your agenda is to not be alone, that is your ultimate super objective. To get to that means certain things, right? Settling, putting up with a lot, finding different people, going through different people, being someone that like kind of like monkeys from relationship to relationship, whatever it is. Or, of course, having a conscious agenda, like wanting a green card or wanting a trophy wife or wanting money, a sugar daddy, or whatever it is. It could be so many things, an agenda of wanting um, a certain kind of spouse. I want a Spella. I want an Asian male spouse. It's an agenda. There's obviously many white American men. They're like, I want an Asian wife. Well, that's an agenda. And the agenda might also be like, because she'll be submissive or whatever, like that's an agenda. And there's a certain ways that you get it. So some things as a universal experience, we're all moving in the same ways, have to be like called upon if we're all doing it. Evie's the Little Mermaid. She sold her voice to get the man. Oh my God. You know, I haven't said the word profound loneliness at all this season as much as I said those words in previous seasons. And again, you will shoulder a lot if you are so uncomfortable with the thought of being alone. And it's a shitty thought. Not shitty if you have the capacity to understand yourself and take care of yourself and fill yourself with in your life with love and warmth and humor and art and stuff. Of course, there are lots of people that go through their lives as single people. I'm single. There's a way to do it, but at the same time, it's human nature to want that connection. And so what we see are people who are in bad relationships, and not just on this show, we see it across the board, just so they're not alone, right? So what is Yvette doing that other people aren't doing? What's Emily doing that some people are also not doing? All you want and all you hope for people is that people and me and you and me, but mostly me, I hope, because I really want this for myself, is to evolve. And so I guess it's like, yeah, do we want Emily to watch herself and change as much as I want to watch myself and change throughout my own life? I want to be able to reflect on my own behaviors and be like, ooh, was that necessary? No, I want change. I want to be better. 2.0s and 3.0s and update myself. From every little glow up, honey, I can. I mean, I think it's important to I like self improvement. I think that working on oneself is important. But at the same time, to do that, you have to have some sort of an understanding about ego that no one's perfect and you definitely aren't. And at the same time, not get into the other side of the somewhat toxic self-help idea of well, I'm working on myself and therefore you don't really have a responsibility in how you treat others or how others come in contact with you because you are somewhat damaged. It's about, in fact, I think, relating to yourself as you would want other people to see you and relate to you. Working on yourself feels like an individual sport, but in fact needs others to do so. It's through the other relationships you have with other people that you can see how you are. So, all right, my loves. That was the end of the ep, but it looked really, really good. The next ep, we're gonna get into oh yeah. Oh, I messed up. Okay, we're gonna get into the cast for HEA. We have on deck, and by deck, what 90 Day the Jaggernaut's gonna drop next is Happily Ever After. And we know that Happily Ever After spinoff is when people have already gone through, as much 90 Day before the 90 days, regular 90 days they can. And we've gone to a point where some people are married or haven't gotten married. We don't quite understand, or whether they're together or not together. It's just been years for some people, or some people are on the show that are not even dating a foreigner. So like, why are they on the show at all? And I might not even talk about them, but let's talk about what Matt Sharp and Sharp Productions and TLC and Discovery Network has for us in the Happily Ever After season 7 cast, my loves. First and foremost, Angela, 56, from Hazelhurst, Georgia, and Michael, 34, from Nigeria. Do you remember them? I think that this Happily Ever After cast should be just called like Problematic as Ever. Problematic AF. 90 Day Fiance, Problematic AF. I can't believe we're still showing her. Like, I do think that it's usually good TV. But she also joins a cast with other problematic people, so it's almost like, what's gonna happen? I think what's unfortunately gonna happen is a lot of producing, which always happens with 90 Day Fiancé, because or Happily Ever After, because specifically there are no new couples. We've seen them, they're reality stars in themselves, honey. They're selling products on Instagram. They want more Instagram followers. They know that like what's going to be, popping on Twitter is like drama, sound bites, reveals, secrets, all of it. Okay. So that's ridiculous. And I'll be honest, I haven't like kept up with them at all. Like from last time I remember, they got married. I don't think they're together, or if that's what it's going to show. I don't know if he ever came to America. And the only thing I know about them is like she may or may not have been keeping their cameo funds, but they had a cameo account, I guess, together. Which I don't even understand if they're not together, how they can make cameos together unless you can like literally like FaceTime them both. They like do a FaceTime. I don't know. Truly, I don't understand it. Okay, so but that is, you know, this is also something true. She cussed out a flight attendant on a flight on YouTube. This just happened. Yeah, Jessica Vanessa, I love you so much. That is absolutely true. I saw the clip, not even like I saw the like thumbnail of the clip and like the headline, and I was like, like scroll past. Like I was just like, and that's enough. Like we already had years of Karen screaming at people. I'm just like, I don't even know what this is. It's probably about a mask or Trump. I'm not quite sure. Like I don't really know exactly, but whatever it is, I don't want to hear it. I will say that the picture of her that they're using for this 90-day HEA looks like it's been face tuned for the gods. I mean, that's not a real thing. So, but that's them and that's them back, and like we'll see what Michael's doing. I just assume that Michael is just like living large as some sort of like little celebrity in his town. He just gets blowjob after blowjob by like, all the ladies. And all he has to do is just like pretend to be Angela's like husband and like get some cameo deposit. I don't really know. That's all I can think about. Oh, here comes Lisa, honey, because Lisa loves that Reddit. Yeah, full clip on Reddit. She was horrible. She is a Uber Karen. Yeah. I knew it. So there's just a lot of, I'm happy I don't watch it, but I get that people would watch it. But I just like, I have to like micromanage the amount of horrible negative energy I intake. I gotta micromanage it. It's very intense. It's a lot. It's like, and that's just not what I wanted that day. And besides, once you see again the thumbnail and you read the headline and you know her, I can play the clip right mine. Like I don't even know. I did not watch it, but it's like, what are y'all talking about? I can do whatever I want. My name is Angela. I am on a show. If I want to sit right here, I will. Keep talking about I can't sit right here. Isn't that what it is? Isn't that what it is? Okay. Is it probably, but here's the thing. She's not entertaining to you, but like, probably hopefully that was a little more, but like it was that, right? Okay, so next on the docket, We have Elizabeth, 31 from Tampa, Florida, and Andre, 35 from Moldova. Yes, honey. The Family Day Libby waiting to take the Family Day Chantel's reigns as like the spinoff show. They just like all of her family, all the realtors, all the, OnlyFan realtors and all the stuff on that show, honey. She just, all of them are back, all of them. The girls, the Beccas, the Bickies, the dad, all of them, the brother. The brother's wife? The brother's wife is going to be back? Are they still together? Didn't he like get pulled over for a DUI or something like that? I feel like I haven't thought about them in so long. I don't know. I just like don't. I just like I can't believe this, like what is this season going to be? How manufactured is it going to be? And do you think it's going to be good? Oh God, all the con artists and grifters. Welcome to OnlyFans, trash fam. I'm just so happy they're having a girl. Oh yes. Oh, you mean Libby and Andre are having a baby and it's a girl? Why didn't they already have a girl? Eleanor, they're having another girl. You really want them to have just all girls? I'm so done with the family Libby. um. So basically, a boy. Oh, okay, yeah, Jessica Vanessa. I was like, they already had that. Well, yeah, good for them. Like Andre's gonna have like his little like seed, and that means I guess since the baby's gonna look like Elizabeth then, so it'll be a little boy. That, you know. Hmm. Okay, so Jovi, 31 from New Orleans, Louisiana, and Yara, 27 from Ukraine. Yeah, for this one, in the preview, all of Yara's friends, which she got a bunch of friends now, are all basically like, "Oh, you're like so much hotter than him. You could do so much better than him. He's like gonna be weird or mean or gross to you, like basically because like you could leave him anytime and just like get the world. He's so gross." Which what is the drama that I'm here for them. I kind of like that. I want to see something. Do I have this here? Why did I think I did? Oh, I don't. Too bad. Okay, my loves. Now here's where it gets bad. Now, when I read this couple, I was like, I will tell you this. I won't be talking about them. I'm not going to be talking about them. I won't talk about them. I'm pissed and I'm not into it. So, and I don't even think that they should be on the show for multiple reasons. But Ed, 56 from San Diego, California, and Liz, 29 from San Diego, California. So 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after, 90 Day Fiancé means that you are an American, one person, and you've met someone else. Now, okay, unless it's 90 Day UK, which means one person is a UK person and one person is a non-UK person. In this case, America. So one person American, one person not American, and that person's coming over here. Ed, you are from San Diego. Liz, San Diego. Go live your life away from me, you disgusting, gross person. I just don't feel like I need any Ed in my life, and he shouldn't be on TV. And I think you're making a deal with the devil. You can't have Angela and Ed. I mean, it's basically like demons will come out of your TV, honey, and like enter you. I mean, I'm going to tell you, like, that's just like bad juju. I mean, you can like talk me into like having one situation, and that's an Angela, and I will take it over an Ed. But Ed is not it, honey. No, and I feel so like, God, what did he do on that Discovery Plus to work himself back into the good grace of TLC? I can't believe it. I can't, what? So the good news is I won't be talking about them, so, like, it'll give me a little bit less time to, like, ramble on because, for instance, right now, we are already in an hour and 53 minutes, so I can use one less couple to talk about. Um Now, coming up next, we have Jenny, 63 from Palm Springs, California, and Sumit, 33 from India. Wow. Yeah. What's happening with the mom? The mom moved out. Like, is are they still sleeping in till like 11:30 a.m.? Is she Hare Krishna? We'll find out. I mean, I have to tell you. And finally, Kim, 51 from San Diego, California, and Usman, 33 from Nigeria. Sorry, San Diego. Just kidding. But yeah, Kim and Usman are back. That part. That part. Also, Happily Ever After is interesting for them because shouldn't they be on 90 Day Fiancé? They didn't get married. So Usman should come to America, and that should be a 90-day, regular old 90 Day Fiancé, right? It makes no sense for them to be on Happily Ever After. This feels like a mishmash because they shouldn't be on it. Definitely Ed and Liz shouldn't be on it because they're not literally the premise of the show. And if I was to be honest, at this point, Michael and Angela are definitely unhappily ever after. It's actually kind of a weird mix because happily ever after, like, there's a lot more people that think could have been on it. What do you guys think? Was that surprising to you? Chris, you should review Married at First Sight. It's an all San Diego cast, honey. The Diegos. Gas Lamp District. Has Jenny learned to do the cooking and cleaning through bouts of her Hershey squirts? Oh, Inglit guy. Whoo! I forgot to read the whole thing. I got there. Oh, I said it. You're such a dude. They picked the wrong cast. Oh, yeah. Pink, cheap, Kiki. Yes. Yeah, it feels weird. Like, it feels like that's the best you can do. I don't know. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen, but I know that I know that Libby and Angela are like, we're gonna have to bring the drama. No, it's gonna have to be us. Libby wants the fame, and like Angela like feeds on it. Feeds on it. Delilah Rose. Production pulled out the big cast due to losing fans over production and scripts. Okay, agreed. Bad casting doesn't make me too excited. Yeah, we'll see. However, having said that, that is, of course, the Happily Ever After cast. And as I've said, they will be releasing a 90 Day Fiancé UK version. Now, I don't know how we are going to be able to watch it. The only reason why I watch it is because Wah found it. I went through the catacombs of Discovery Plus. It's not in Discovery Plus. I only watched it because at first she like changed her VSN or VPN or something like that to like find it or something. But I think I found like it was a YouTube. So the YouTube of the okay, let me say it this way. I will try and find the trailers for Happily Ever After, which already might be in Vanity Fair, the UK version of 90 Day Fiance, which I think was going to do a Meet the Cast on her channel about that. And I will post and Love in Paradise is already happening. So I'll post those two trailers if they're already not posted in Vanity Fair, which is my private Facebook group. Okay, I can't play the trailer or I'll get copyright infringement. But the UK looked amazing. Really, really great. Okay. So having said that, that's on the docket for there. Docket's my big word of the night. I already said I did the Meet the Cast for Love in Paradise, which is on Discovery Plus right now, season 2 on the Patreon for DocuSweeties, and the podcast that we've been trying to launch well, we are launching. It was just a longer process than you want to have happen. It will be done soon. So when it finally goes live, don't worry, we're going to be alerting everyone. Please, please, please. When we say that that it's live, please go and like and give reviews and listen, download it, whatever you can. It's those like downloads that make big deal for us, But thank you so much for being here and for all of your comments and spending time with me for the past 2 hours and liking this video. I hate to keep asking for this dumb stuff. Um, this is what we're doing. That's what we need. I'm into Love in Paradise. Okay, my love. Yeah, I can't listen. Yeah, I'm also very into it. So, I really, really like it. It's really, really fun. It's so short. It's like a little chip. It's like a little snack version. So yeah, um, that's all we have. But it's been a lot. We got through the cast of Happily Ever After. We did a whole recap of 90 Day Fiance. We talked about the podcast Docu Sweeties, what is also happening on the Patreon, which is the video version of all what we're going to do for the podcast plus extras. On Vanity Farah, which is my private Facebook group, which is of course free to join, I will put I post things all the time, but I will put the trailers of what we talked about tonight. You can, of course, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Chris L. Farah. The L is for love or luxury or Lebanese. If you'd like to Venmo me as some sort of like thanks for doing stuff, or I don't know, you're welcome to do that. I don't really have like a Cash App or PayPal. Well, I do have a PayPal, but I never thought about that. You're welcome to do that there. But honestly, if you want to, like do that, I guess it'd be really nice for people, for anyone to join the Docu Sweeties Patreon. That's kind of exciting for Wa and I, and also that has content for you to like look up right now. So if you want to give money, at least I also feel like I'd be giving you something special for it. But I'll take whatever money you want to give me. Other than that, we're gonna do our breath. You know what I'm saying? We're going to breathe it up. Let's just get comfortable. I'm gonna get this leg out of here. Get comfortable for this breath. We're gonna let out all of the like negative juju, all the Karen, all of the Angela screaming at a poor flight attendant on a plane, all the Ed, and breathe in. And breathe out. And one more. We're going to breathe in all of the human understanding and development we can do and empathy we have for each other and ourselves. Oh, yes. Shady. Just the way I like it. Just the way I like it. I'm going to watch Stealing Beauty tonight. Yay! Oh, I love you guys. I mean, I really do. How lucky I am. How lucky I am to have like fun people that will just come listen to me talk for 2 hours and talk back to me. I know I've said this before. Half of me is like, what if I got to have this like when I was an only child growing up and I would come home like alone and just like be bored? I wonder what my life would be like. At the same time, would I have neurological problems because I'd be staring at a screen at my like developmental years a lot? Maybe. Anyway, God bless. We don't know. We will never know. I really feel like I came at the perfect time of like having some sort of development away from social media and also like having to understand it for my own business now. And what a weird pocket of the certain age group of people that would understand exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's it, my loves. That's it. Truly. I love you guys. You know that. I love Lisa. Thank you so much. I love everyone who, like feels whatever, some sort of connection to the energy I'm putting out. I really appreciate it. Okay. I know that I can be sometimes mean. So I don't always try to be mean, but, sometimes things come out. Okay. Other than that, that's it. You know, that's it. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You're the best. It's 11 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I want you to have a really great week. And you are going to, okay, honey? Period, the end. And I'll tell you how you're going to do it. You're going to do it by balancing a little bit of what I'm about to say. I want you to remember to actively take steps and recount them at the end of the day of what you did to take care of yourself. Just remember them. Oh, yeah, I did this to take care of myself. It maybe was like I said no to something I would have said yes to. And I took care of myself by saying no because I would have been overwhelmed. Or I took care of myself by setting on my outfit the night before. So it was easy peasy in the morning and I felt better and I could do things better and I was a way I took care of myself. So take care of yourself. Take care of others. Find the moments and pockets in which you'll take care of others. Stand up for what you believe. It's quite a time to do that. But what do you believe? What's important? And take steps so that you can live and align the way your life goes with what you believe. And finally, make art. And I think that I want people to know, of course, there's the subjective way of making art, which not as of course, I keep saying it. The subjective way of making art is doing something that fulfills your soul and sharing it with someone or the world or your own eyes. It really is subjective what art can be. So, but by doing those things, I think it's a nice way of living in a balance, you know? So that's it, my loves. That's it. Okay. You're the best. Appreciate you so much. You know, love and love. All right, baby boos. That's it. Okay. Have a good one. Mwah. Bye.